Hello, this is Make Environment Learn Tips. February 27th is Polar Bear Day, so we're going to make a cute polar bear cupcake. So what you're going to want to do is you want to obviously bake your cupcake and whatever flavor you want, and then you're going to want to have white icing. Now you can do black icing or like I'm using today a chocolate fudge icing for the nose and mouth and parts of the ears and eyes. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to get our white icing bag. And this is just a reusable bag that you just wash when you're done and reuse it. And we're going to go ahead and just go around in a circle and go all the way to the edge of the cupcake and go all the way around until you feel it like that. And then try to bring that down if you can. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and give them kind of a mouth or a jaw kind of. So we're just going to go ahead and do a circle like that. And bring off that little tip there. So a very interesting fact about polar bears is polar bears are not actually white. Their skin underneath is actually black. And the fur is translucent and hollow. So when it appears white when the light reflects off of it. So it's very, very interesting facts there. Okay, so now we're going to do with our little polar bear is we're going to give it some ears. So we're just going to go in a loop like that. And we're going to loop another one right over here. And now we're going to go for our chocolate fudge icing that we'll be using today. And we're going to go ahead and just put like a little like teardrop shape in his ears. His or her ears. Like that. And we're going to do the same thing there. All right, so once we do that, we're going to go ahead and give this polar bear a nose. Now, the nose is actually a very interesting shape, so we're going to start off, we're going to go like this, just like a straight line kind of, and kind of circle that off there, and then go back and go like that. And then we're going to go ahead and just go ahead and do that. And once we have that nose there, we're going to go ahead and fill it in and just keep going around in a circle. So just like that. All right, so that's a nice looking nose. Now we're going to give it some eyes. So its eyes are going to be back here on the lower part, not part of the jaw. So just like right here. And they have really big eyes. Okay. And then we're just going to go ahead and if you get any icing over like that, you can just move it over like that. So it's like something like that. Now we're going to go ahead and do the polar bear's mouth. Now the polar bear's mouth, they have like some interesting shading right below their mouth too. But we're just going to go ahead and do it like a line. Like that. And we're going to make our polar bear nice and furry. So this is just a regular parchment paper bag. We've cut like a little hole right there. And we're going to put some fur on our polar bear. So polar bears are actually classified as a marine mammal. They are excellent swimmers. They have really huge, large paws, which is very interesting. You need that to swim in the icy waters. They can also run fast on land. They can smell 2 to 3 feet below ice. And then polar bears don't really hibernate. It's very interesting. The females, when they're pregnant, they build like a den and they stay in there for about 3 months. Or they go in there when they're ready to give birth. And they go in there for 3 months. And they basically just live off of the fat reserves to nurse their baby cubs. And when about 3 months old, they come out of the den. And obviously they're going to be very hungry. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take this and just go along the ears here. Now this is going to be like a fur because polar bears have a lot of fur. Okay. And we're going to be going all along like this. Now, for some reason, if your tip clogs, you can go ahead and get some scissors and just slightly cut a little bit off there. Because with icing, it is going to clog. Especially if it's been sitting for just a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and do a nice little fur outline along the ears. Okay. And we're just going to basically just put fur all over this little polar bear here. Now you don't want the fur too long, so you can always go back like that. And you're going to go ahead and outline the ears, and just we're going to make this a nice furry ear here. Okay, we're going to do the same thing to the other ear. So we're just going to go on that outline here. And basically what I'm just doing is squeezing, and then squeeze, pull, release, squeeze, pull, release. So I'm releasing at the same time as I'm pulling. So this gives it a more of a, almost like a grass-like texture or fur-like texture. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and fill in the rest of that ear there. Nice fluffy ears. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go around the eyes. And so you just want to go around the outside of the eyes. Try not to get too much or cover up the eye. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. Okay. And once we do that, we're going to go ahead and fill in this little head part here. All right, so once we've done that, we're going to go ahead and just fill out the side here to give him some fur there. And also we're going to give him some fur like right here. Okay. And then we're going to go down around the jaw. Now the interesting thing about this particular is we have like, we've made like a higher part with the jaw, so we're not going to go all the way to the edge with the fur there. So what we're going to do is, we're going to just go along the edge here, because you don't want to take away from his eyes, and that gives it a little bit of separation there. And then we're going to go just slightly around his mouth there. And if anything is too like stringy, you can always just go back with your icing bag and just fix it, like this piece here, just like that. Okay. Now we're going to go around the other part of his mouth, and we want to make sure not to cover that up. But you definitely want to separate it from the nose. And you go around the nose. Okay. And this is what this little polar bear looks like. I also have an example with a smaller tip here. So let me go ahead and show you. So this is our little cute little polar bear there. He is, or he or she is just like that. It's something simple you can make to help celebrate for polar bears. And unfortunately, polar bears are listed as threatened. They're not on an endangered species yet, but they're heading towards that way if we don't change some things. One of their biggest things is global warming. So we need to try to take care of that. If you'd like to find out more what you can do to help the polar bear, go online. I want to thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and let's make the world a better place.